So I thought that I'd just give you a little bit of background about myself because in a regular class that's how I normally start a first session. So since I put a video on the course introduction itself, let me do a video on my own introduction. And as you saw already on the course side, that the first discussion board is where you have to do your introductions to the class. So that you can familiarize yourself with the others and you let others get to know you a little bit. So I've been at Hofstra since 2002 and teaching courses in operations and supply chain and in the healthcare management MBA track also. I do research in supply chain management. My PhD is in operations management from Indiana University, and I have a master's in business, an MBA from the Indian Institute of Management in Lucknow back in India, and I have my undergraduate degrees was actually in engineering, if you believe it. So of course when I did my undergraduate degree, I never thought I'd be teaching in the MBA program somewhere. So you never know where your career track takes you, sort of. I finished a PhD in 1996 from Indiana, and then I spent bouncing around a little bit. A year at Michigan State, another year at Bucknell University. Did not really like that place because it was like in the middle of nowhere, sort of. Then at that time, this was back in the late second half, rather, of the 1990s, when the internet boom was happening. The first internet boom happened around 96, 97, around that time frame. And essentially what happened was I said, okay, I wanted to look at some of the supply chain companies and see what they were doing in terms of their solutions and their software and things like that. And because everything was so proprietary, it was very difficult to figure out what was going on. So I said to myself that maybe it's not a bad idea to leave academia for a while, go into the industry, and spend a few years there. At least I thought it would be like 2 years maybe before I could get back. It ended up being about 6 years in the supply chain management solutions, software development, and industry solutions area, basically. So I was working for a company called I2 Technologies, which is based out of Dallas, and the company eventually got bought out by JDS Software. So and then in 2001, 2002, I was feeling the itch again to come back to academics because really from a long-term career standpoint, that's really what I wanted to do. And now with this new knowledge that I gained from the industry, came to Hofstra in 2002, and that's where I've been ever since. So you can see, therefore a lot of the teaching interest that I've had at Hofstra is based on what I saw in the industry, obviously. And of course my research has changed a lot because I used to do modeling research in operations before. My dissertation was actually using simulation techniques in cellular manufacturing, which is one of the topics we will briefly touch upon in this course. But after the industry experience and after I re-entered the academia, it changed totally towards more like supply chain, more less modeling, more empirical, things like that. So just to give you an overview in terms of where I'm coming from, what I did before, and so on. And also, another point is obviously that I still keep in touch with my older colleagues, not old colleagues, but previous colleagues rather, from the industry, and just get to know what's going on there. So it's important to know things that the companies are developing, because one of the things that we will discuss as we go through in the course is many of the concepts that we'll talk about are, most of them actually were first invented rather and practiced in the industry before the academics actually started looking at them and started researching and teaching them. So if you think about quality management, think about just-in-time inventory systems, think about the whole concept of supply chain itself, All of these things started really in industry, and then went into the broader acceptance world of academics, and that's how we are talking about some of these concepts here. But so therefore, it's important to know, what the industry is thinking about and what they're doing, and some of that stuff, in terms of the experience, I'll try to bring it in here as we discuss through the course. So hopefully, this is a good gives you a little bit of idea about who I am and where I'm coming from and things like that. All right.